We're getting closer to being able to produce shape files with Collector. This is a very short demo overview of the nascent capabilities. They work. Okay, so thanks to Keeley, we have some beta data for the Delaware water gap. Let me show you what that looks like and how to process the information. First thing you should know is that we have introduced a new concept in the overall data structure for Collector. Location has been the top level in the data model, but there's now a new concept called clusters. So clusters are groups of locations for organization and administrative purposes. So currently we just have 2 clusters. Jefferson County, Jack created. So it's for the TNC Reforest New York program. So that cluster has about 60 individuals. We also have another cluster for the Delaware water gap with the map here and the location. Now there's a new data for identifying and modeling individual canopy gaps within the Delaware water gap. In this video, I'm not going to show you how to create those canopy gap instances, but what I do want to show you is how to create a KMZ file, from those data entries. So here's a list of shapefile constructs for the Delaware water gap. The ones that are in green are properly structured, so they have all of your GPS pins and corners. The ones in red still need some help. So we're going to focus on the ones that are in green. So pay attention. There are some new and sort of unusual steps along the way, but bear with me, they should work. So let's take a look at this first canopy gap at Middle Dingman. Taking a look inside. All right, what you should see is the set of GPS coordinates that define that canopy gap. In the PM map, they're called corners, because that's basically what they are. And there's a new button here called Create KMZ. All you really need to do to create the KMZ file for that canopy gap, as defined by those 5 pins, is to click this button. So let's start there. The button is green if there is no KMZ file yet for this set of corners. It'll be yellow if there is, but we'll show you that. So click the button. Now, when you click the button, the Collector app will resync. This is to ensure some data integrity on the back end. It's annoying, I know, but it's the best I could do. There we go. So that green button is now yellow. The yellow just tells you that you already have a KMZ file. You can access that KMZ file right here. Now that KMZ file gets saved to the company Google Drive, and there'll be lots of KMZ files in there. Accessing that directly might be kind of annoying, so instead there's a link here where you can access the file related to this canopy gap or this set of corners directly. You just click the link. Now what that's going to do is it's going to open up a Google Drive interface panel, which is a little weird, but it works. There's 2 things you can do. First, you can open that KMZ just to validate that it was generated properly. You'll need the KMZ viewer plugin for your Google Drive. If you don't have it installed, you can connect more apps and search for KMZ. Here we go, KMZ viewer, and you can add it if it's not already added as an extension. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you open it with that plugin. Okay, and there it is. So there is Keeley's canopy gap as defined by those 3 pins. You can click on it and see the key for that and a little bit of information about it. From here you can download the file. There it is, download the file. So you can download the file to your computer, and that's great. So the other way to download the file, which is a little bit faster, and you don't need the extension, is to just click on this little download icon in the upper left hand corner of the Google Drive interface screen. So just click download, and voila, it'll download into your default download directory, and from there you can just copy and paste it into your project file. What I like to do is to open the file directly right into Google Earth. There it is loading right there. Okay, so here's Google Earth. It's a free to download. You can use QGIS or whatever app that you like, but here is Keeley's Canopy Gap shapefile as rendered in Google Earth. You can see it's a temporary place. You can click on properties and add information to it for client deliverables, which is really nice. You can add images, you can add links, you can write whatever text that you want in there. If you click on it, it shows you just the default information. As you update its properties, that view changes. You can also expand in Google Earth all of the elements of that shapefiles, which is the the colored shape, which is green. You can also see the individual corners. So if you want to make adjustments to those corners, so you can grab one of those corners and stretch it out, whatever you can probably also add additional pins for that shape. So that's your basic tutorial for how to, let me flip back, how to find your shapefile entries. So they are, again, currently under clusters. But you can access them directly from any of your locations where you have set these up. But for Delaware Water Gap, here are the shapefiles that have been created. Again, the red ones are incomplete, the green ones are complete. We created the KMZ file for this particular shapefile. It'll ding when Canopy Gap 1, so you get the little green dot to let you know that it's there, plus there's a link right here. Click the Create KMZ file button to get the KMZ file. Once you have the KMZ file, you can click the URL. It'll open up Google Drive. You can preview it with a plugin if you want, or you can just download to your download folder and open it into Google Earth. And from there you can do modifications, and ultimately, let's say that you want to save this for future use and to download it into the project folder. Show you quickly how to do that. You would save place as, and you can navigate to your project folder for Stewards Guild, DIWA. There we go, and we're just going to put it in there. You can rename it if you want and hit save. There you go. So now that is saved to the file folder. You can also save that shapefile as a permanent part of your Google Earth account by just right-clicking and click on Save to My Places. So that moves it out of the temporary places and then loads it into your Google Earth profile so you can access it from anywhere. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.